Bob Iger had known George Lucas for a long time. They first met in the early 90s when George Lucas was pitching a show called The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles to ABC. They stayed in touch for a long time. Lucas was working with Disney on theme park rides. In May 2011, there was an opening at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Iger invited Lucas to a private breakfast at the Hollywood Brown Derby, which is a restaurant at Disney World. Iger had a yogurt parfait. George has gotten a little heavier. He had a large omelet. They exchanged some small talk, and then Iger just came out with it and asked him, have you ever thought about selling your company? Lucas said, I'm not ready to pursue that now, but if I am, or when I am, actually, I'd love to talk to you. Lucas was conflicted about selling. He wanted to retire, but he was giving up creative control to his universe. Before he even went back to Iger, he started basically working on the next Star Wars trilogy, which was very shrewd because it really increased the value of his company. He basically reconfigured his company. He hired a new CEO to run it, a woman named Kathleen Kennedy, very well-known Hollywood producer. She worked very closely with Steven Spielberg. Once Lucas had done that, and he basically created this structure, he called Bob Iger up and said, let's talk. Well, one of the reasons that George Lucas was interested in selling to Disney was that he'd watched what Bob Iger and Disney had done with Pixar and what they'd done with Marvel. Disney bought both those companies, but they kept the creative teams in place. But it really wasn't until he saw everything in writing that he even turned over the treatments to the next 3 Star Wars movies.